Harman booth. Yesterday in the press event it was said that Harman has a record year last year. What's contributed to this success?
Most of the contribution, I think, is that we're selling some of the most high quality, best products in market. Consumers are realizing the strengths of our products, especially in our Bluetooth speaker area. As you've probably noticed that we have a huge number of Bluetooth speakers. Our headphones are ascending, in all of our markets we're taking more market share, and with new innovative products like our sound gear. That's a really cool one. I don't know if you got to try that. When we look at connected home as an example, we're starting in some new areas, especially around the virtual personal assistant space.
What was the most successful product of Harman?
I think it was probably the JBL Go. They're a great little speaker that leverage a lot of our knowledge about audio to put a lot of sound in a very small cost-effective solution for our customers.
How you could contribute to Samsung products or Samsung projects?
So one of the most easy ones to answer is in audio. So as you probably well know, audio is a growing market these days. Sound quality is actually becoming more important to consumers, helping our Samsung colleagues with overall improvements in sound quality and capabilities. Our knowledge, our deep knowledge of sound going back 70 years. The acquisition just closed a few months ago, and it takes time to build those synergies. The way I break down our markets is in actually 4 categories. You have in the home, on the go, in the car, and in enterprise. So when you look at those 4 spaces, audio touches anybody in those 4 spaces. So if you look in the home, we have great surround sound systems for your TVs. Bluetooth speakers are wonderful. You go to the beach. Or you go camping or something, it's great to have the music that you know and love while you're hiking or doing whatever that you're doing. Headphones, of course, actually get used nearly everywhere. Whether it's the kids in the back seat of the car listening to their own music, or if you're in your office with noise canceling headphones. In the car, obviously Harman has led audio in the car for many, many years. Most of the BMWs out there seem to have Harman Kardon sound in them, so the sound quality is there for consumers if they want to, buy it and put it in their car.
It's quite interesting you said you sound quality, because one of Samsung wireless earphone was Iconics. The almost little mistake of it was actually the sound quality, so I really hope that it will be coming better.
There's going to be a lot of different areas that we partner with a company like Under Armour. I think that extends into the Samsung family as a whole. Sports is an interesting space. It's a very dynamic space to have audio equipment. Most people, if you are a runner or you like to lift weights or do these things, it's a difficult environment to produce products for, because they need to be waterproof and they need to have good sound quality at the same time. It's a dynamic space, and I think you'll see some cool things coming out of it in the long run.
You actually mentioned voice assistant, and it was also mentioned in the press even that more and more revenues will come in this market. How Harman contributes to this?
The whole market is going to be huge. I think by the year 2024, there's stats that show a $7 billion market that is maybe $400 million today, or whatever the number is huge growth. Harman is extremely well positioned for this. I mean, for that specific space, we have the technology. For years and years, we've built the best microphones, we've built the best audio equipment. And with Samsung's scale and processing and wireless connectivity, we think that we're well positioned to take advantage of this. Very likely that computers will have an easy natural language interface that makes it so much easier to work with. Today you have to pull out your phone to post something quickly on Facebook. What if you just think about it and you just say, hey, post on Facebook this cool idea or this thing I just saw? You could just do that much easier with natural voice than you could with pulling out your phone, logging into Facebook and typing in some stuff and then pressing send. And this is one of the most unique changes in computer interfaces since the late 60s with the advent of the keyboard and the mouse and the GUI. We think that this is just a huge transition in the way that people use computing devices. We have the Harman Kardon Invoke, which is a Cortana speaker, which we announced a few months ago. We have the Harman Kardon Allure, which is an Amazon Alexa-based speaker. And for Google, we've dedicated an entire line of speakers called the Link series.
Hi, great to meet you. I'm your Google Assistant, and this is the JBL Link 10.
So there's the Link 10, 20, and 300 speakers, and of course the larger numbers means bigger sound, but all of them sound amazing and would be true to our heritage as a top line audio company.
I was quite surprised yesterday that Samsung Bixby was not in the line. Is it intentional, or there is any future products or a plan about this?
Well, we haven't announced anything yet. The Bixby line is just brand new itself. So it just came out on the phone. As always, it takes time, and we just were acquired. So I think that's something to stay tuned.
You have a concrete design, a certain design with a certain assistant. You have Invoke and also the Google Assistant. What if I use, for example, Google Assistant, but I would more like the design of the Allure or the Invoke? Is it possible to just switching on that or not?
Currently, we don't allow that. And it's not to say that in the future that isn't possible. We've built the products with very high quality, not only in sound, but also in the processing capabilities and so forth. So it's conceivable that that could change in the future, but that's currently not something that we support.
And how do you see this year or the next years after this record year? Could you go higher and higher?
Absolutely. So we're well positioned for that.